what happened was during COVID, just like every other healthcare profession, a lot of people were leaving EMS. And so the ambulance providers were having a hard time staffing, stuff like that, just like the hospitals were having trouble staffing. So the state of Texas got together and said, hey, we've got a problem, we've got to look at this, what can we do to help and try to retain and try to get some people to come in? So the state of Texas legislature passed Senate Bill 8, which is for EMS recruitment and retention, and they allotted a little over $20 million for the state of Texas, and actually they're kind of targeting rural areas for EMS agencies and fire-based EMS, anybody that runs an EMS that's certified through the Department of State Health Services for Texas. And that's how all of this came about, was Senate Bill 8 through the Texas legislature.
Wow, when did you all apply for it?
Probably about a month and a half ago maybe is when the final application, because it was a little bit detailed with having to get what they call student agreements from each of the guys that we're sending through school. That took a little bit of time, and then once we sent it in, they processed it fairly quickly and let us know that we were approved.
It was quick, yeah, because you said a month and a half ago, probably December, and then you all were told, I guess, January?
Actually, it was the end of December when I was notified that we were actually approved for the funding.
And how was that? How did y'all feel?
It was very exciting. This gives us the opportunity to send 4 at one time. So it will, whenever they get through paramedic school and pass all their tests and everything like that, it will allow our department to have 4 new paramedics in 1 year at one time, which we've never had that before. Yeah. So it's real exciting.
And how much was the money?
So each student is allotted $8,000 to go towards their paramedic tuition for paramedic school. There's different amounts for EMT, advanced EMT, and then paramedic. And all 4 of our guys are going through the paramedic process.
Okay, and then the grant is $30,000.
So the grant total was a little over $30,000 for our department.
Nice. So why do this for the Jacksonville community? Why send 4 firefighters out to paramedic school?
So we run what we call a fire-based EMS agency. We're all double certified, we're all firefighters, and we're also certified as emergency medical services from the EMT level through the paramedic level, which is the most advanced level of certification through the Department of State Health Services. At an EMT level, that gives the providers the ability to do basic life support, oxygen, vital signs, stuff like that. At a paramedic level, that gives the provider more advanced things for our patients that are having strokes, heart attacks, things like that. So by going through to paramedic, that enables us in the community to provide much higher level of care for all of our citizens that we care for, and it gives our guys the training and everything like that they need to provide that service for our community that we serve.
This is essential because really of staffing, like departments all across the U.S., we also have staffing shortages. So it takes the load off of some of these guys if we can run double medic trucks, because that takes the load off the paramedic running all the calls by himself. With 2 paramedics a truck, you can rotate through them calls.
Yeah. And so I know you all started Monday. I know it's a bit early, it's just orientation, but what was it like so far?
It went good. Everything's going good. You know, we're just learning how to use the computer system, because we're going to do our classwork online, and then we'll meet, I think it's like once a month for live weeks to do our skills and do all that and get our hands on.
So what do you hope to get out of it? Obviously to be a paramedic at the end of it, but you know, what are you hoping for?
Just extra knowledge. In the fire service, they always say the day you stop learning is the day you need to hang up your bunker coat and retire. So it's just that extra knowledge that we're getting out of this. You know, there's always room for improvement, there's always room to learn.
Yeah, like not just, I'm just a firefighter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and that's a good mentality, because as much as firefighters don't want to admit it, fires are probably 2% of the job, EMS is 98% of it.